This video is going to walk you through the steps of sending an invoice in for funding on the dashboard. There's several ways that you can get to the screen that you need to be at in order to begin this process. The first one is if you click on Funding Requests, it's going to take you to your funding request screen, which is going to show you anything that you have sent in the past. So if this is your first one, this probably will be empty. And you can go up to the upper right hand corner and click on Add Invoice. There's another way to get there. If you go to the top menu and click on Invoice Funding, you'll see New Funding Request. When I click on that, it brings me to the same screen. So those are two ways you can get to the same screen to get started on your adding your new invoice. The first thing will be to put your documents in, and we have it separated. The different types like rate confirmation, bill of lading, and then any other supporting documents you think they may need. So for my rate con, I'm going to go ahead and click in the box, and then I'm going to go to wherever I have my paperwork stored, and I'm going to grab that. Next, I'm going to do the same for my bill of lading. And if I have any supporting docs, I could put them there as well. For the customer information, this is going to be who is going to receive the invoice from the factoring company. So if I click on the arrow, I will see my customer list. If my customer list is empty, you will want to hit Add New Customer, and there is a video on that. But we're going to go ahead and choose something out of our list. We're going to choose BNSF Logistics. Next is the flat contract rate, which is the amount that the invoice is for. So we'll say this one is for $2,000. And next it says broker, shipper, customer reference. So this is designed to let you type in the number off of your paperwork. So you'll want to look through your paperwork and any type of reference number or load number, things like that, you would type in here. Now that said, if you have your own program that you create invoices, for example, let's say you create an invoice in QuickBooks and you already have an invoice number, you may click on Add Additional Load Information and type that where it says Load Number here. So again, this would be if you already have a system in place, for example QuickBooks, and you have an existing invoice number on your copy of your load, you can type that in where it says load number, and that will transfer over to your factoring company. Once you have the basic information in, you could hit Save Invoice, and it's going to go ahead and save it, and it gives me a preview of what I just put in. I can see the customer reference number I put in, the customer I'm going to bill, the amount, any of the documents that I uploaded. If I needed to upload some more, I could do so at this point. If I'm ready to send it in, I can go ahead and click on the button that says Request Funding. What that's going to do is send me to my Schedule of Account page where I can see the invoice that I'm sending in, the customer reference, the total revenue. If I want to break this out, for example, and put $1,000 of that to my fuel card, I can go ahead and make any of those corrections at this point. When I'm finished, I would click on the check that says I hereby agree to sell these invoices, and I would hit Send to Factorer. Before I hit that, I'm going to show you another way that you can send it in. If I click on Invoice Funding and I go back to my funding request history, this is going to show me everything that I've entered in. I can see that invoice that I just entered in, I can see it sitting here. So I can put a check mark next to that, and I can come up and click on Send to CarrierNet. Another thing I could do is click where it says Load Number, and it takes me back to that preview screen where I can click Request Funding. So I'm going to go ahead and click it this time. I'm going to separate out my amounts. We'll do $1,000 into my Fleet 1. put my check mark in, and click on Send This to Factorer. When it's done, you're going to notice the status changed to Sent to Factorer. So that means that that has been sent off to your factoring company. And now if I click on Invoice Funding, Funding Request History, where previously I had not sent it in yet, you'll see now it gives me my status of Sent to Factorer. So at this point it has been sent over to the factoring company, where they are going to go ahead and begin the process of getting you funded.